Hey HSM, last week we talked about the gospel and that the gospel literally changes everything. It changes our past, it changes our present, it changes our future. And the gospel even changes our identity. That because what Jesus has done, he's given us new identities. And it's over these next 3 weeks that we're going to be looking at our new gospel identities of family, of servant, and of missionary. And these gospel identities are things that we are well aware of here at Friends Church because they are directly tied to our mission statement. That we are becoming a community, that we are family of authentic Christ followers, servants, compelled to change our world, missionaries. And tonight we're going to be diving into our first gospel identity of family. And it's because of what Jesus has done, we are adopted into God's family, and that he calls us children of God. Powerful that you are a son, a daughter, that you are a child of God. It's in Ephesians 1:5 that Paul says, God decided in advance to adopt us into his own family by bringing us to himself through Jesus Christ. And this is what he wanted to do. And it gave him great pleasure that God delights that you are his child, that you are part of his family. One of my favorite quotes is from pastor and author Tim Keller, and he's describing God's love. He says, to be loved but not known is comforting, but ultimately it's superficial. Maybe we have friendships or acquaintances that are like that. They're just surface level. That, man, people love us, they like us, but they don't really know us. Maybe we feel like this about our relationship with our parents at times. That sure, they love us, but they don't really know us. And if they really knew my fears, my doubts, my insecurities, the stuff in my story that I'm ashamed of, that I'm embarrassed about, if they really knew what I was thinking, they wouldn't love me. They wouldn't accept me. So to be loved but not known is comforting, but it's superficial. Then he says, but to be known but not loved is our greatest fear. That's rejection, right? To be open, to be vulnerable, but to not be accepted, to not be loved in that. It's our greatest fear. And many of us, we've experienced that. We felt abandoned by a family member or a relative. We've felt abandoned as we've been cut or dumped or overlooked or fired. It's our greatest fear, that rejection. But then he says this, but to be fully known and truly loved is like being loved by God. It is what we need more than anything, to be fully known and truly loved. And this is what it looks like to be loved by God and to be a part of his family. And it's our prayer that as we dive into this gospel identity of family tonight, man, that you would experience that love that God offers, to be fully known and truly loved. That God has perfectly loved us, and that through us, we can love others, that we can be a part of his family and invite others into it.